Oh. All right. So as you're here, go ahead and take your toes out to the sides. So the inside of your foot, the inside of your feet is kind of pressing onto the ground, and then take your feet out a little bit wider off your mat. And then rest your forehead down. You can rock your forehead side to side. And just notice how you feel in this pose. And as you're noticing, bring awareness to your breath. What's your breath like today? And then we're going to warm up our inner core muscles by picking our belly up off the mat. So your forehead's down on your hands and you're just trying to pick up your belly off the mat. So kind of hollowing out your belly and then rest it down. And now on your next breath, I want you to inhale and press your belly into the mat, inhaling into your belly. And then exhale, pull your belly button to your spine, picking your belly off the mat if you can. Inhale, press the belly into the mat. Exhale, pick it up off the mat and pull the belly button in. See if you can do about 8 to 10 of those breaths. And while you're doing that breath, I'm going to read you a little quote, a little paragraph out of this Journey to the Heart book, Daily Meditations on the Path to Freeing Your Soul. It says, be present for yourself. Learn to be present for yourself, fully present in a way that's new and delightful. Be present for your thoughts and emotions. Be present for the gentle way in which your heart and body lead you on. Learn to be fully present for each step of your growth, each step of your journey. Value yourself, who you are, what you think and feel, and how you grow. For many years, you neglected yourself. It was as though you were unconscious of who you were, how you felt, what you believed. You believed that kept you safe, protected you from feelings you didn't want to feel. You believed it was how you should live. Now you are learning another way. Survival is no longer enough. It does not meet the needs of your heart and soul. Now you want to live fully and joyfully. To do that, you must be present for yourself. So now take the outsides of your feet to the floor. So you're kind of internally rotating your feet. You can bring your feet a little closer together and turn your head to one ear to the mat so you can get a little neck stretch here. Be fully present for others too. Be present for their spirits, their emotions, the words they have to say to you, but especially be present for their hearts. You no longer have to fear losing or neglecting yourself if you are present for others. You can do this safely now. And if you're present for yourself, you'll know how much presence to give others. And to be in the present moment, notice your breath. Notice what you smell, all your senses, what you're feeling. What your heart is beating like, how your breath is today, slow or fast. And turn your other ear to touch the mat. Notice the sounds you're hearing. The sights you're seeing. And bend your knees, taking your heels up toward the sky, and give them a little windshield wiper side to side. Just legs straight down your mat. Do 3 more of those belly pickup breaths. So inhale, push the belly into the mat, filling it up with air. Exhale, pick it up. Inhale, press it in. Exhale, pick it up. One more. And then just bring your belly back to normal. Walk your hands underneath, actually your elbows underneath your shoulders. Hands out like the number 11 for Sphinx pose. And relax your lower back. Relax your glutes, hamstrings. And then open your chest by pulling your shoulders back. Look straight ahead and take your right ear toward your right shoulder. Breathe. And head back to center. Take your left ear toward the left shoulder. Head back to center and take your chin up to the sky. Still pulling the shoulders down from your ears. And then bring your chin to your chest, only moving your head. And come back down to crocodile, crossing your hands at the top of the mat. Rest your forehead down. Give yourself a little temple massage with your thumbs. Bend your knees, windshield wiper your heels a few times. And see if you can try to be present in each pose today. Noticing all your senses, your breath, how you feel mentally, emotionally. All right, now walk your hands underneath your shoulders, elbows back, and press up to tabletop. Here's where you will need your blanket. If you'd like to use one, place that underneath your knees. Let's take a few cat-cows to warm up the spine. So originating from the tailbone, lifting the tailbone up, and then dropping the belly, lifting the chin. Exhale from the tailbone, rounding up to the upper back and tucking the chin to the chest. Take a few of those, connecting your breath to movement. Noticing if you're holding on to any tension anywhere. You can rock your hips side to side. And come back to center, flat back. And then take your left hip out to the side and then look at that hip. So we're just stretching the sides of our spine, and then flip to the other side. Right hip out, look at that hip. Take a few more of those. And once you're even, side to side, and we're going to stretch our wrists out. So tuck your toes under, sit back on your heels, and take the back of your hands to the mat, fingers pointing to your knees. And then spin the inside of your elbows out facing the top of your mat. And breathe. And then flip palms to the mat, fingers pointing to your knees. One more, back of the hands on the mat. And sit up onto your heels, shake it out. Come back to tabletop. And let's take some bird dogs. So straighten the right hand out, kick the left heel back. Keeping the hips level, both hip bones pointing to the ground. Stay here, hug the belly in. Breathe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. We're just going to do little baby movements, lifting the leg and the hand. Just a couple inches. We'll do 10. Bring it down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back down. 1 round of cat-cow. Come back to center, other side. Left hand out, right heel back. Squeeze that right glute. Make sure your hips are level, not right hips not trying to stack on top of the left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll do baby movements. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back down. 1 round of cat-cow. Shake out your wrists if you need to. And come back to tabletop. All right, from here, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, down dog. You can move that blanket out from under you if you had it under there. Pedal it out. And if you have yourself on the camera, check your alignment, make sure that your back is as flat as it can be. If it's starting to round, you might want to try bending the knees and lifting the hips up and back. Spread your hands wide, press down into those finger pads. Let's take a little pivot with your heels over to the right and your right hip. Switch to the other side. And come back to center. And then we're going to roll into a plank. Now you can drop down to your knees if you need to and throw that blanket under there, or just as long as your knees are behind your hips, or you can stay here on your toes. We're going to try something new. So all your weight in your right hand, pick up the left and tap your right shoulder. Bring it back down. All your weight on the left hand, Pick up the right, tap the left shoulder. So we're just gonna do 10, 9, hugging the belly in, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop to your knees, lower all the way to your belly. Untuck your toes, inhale, press up for baby cobra. So squeeze your glutes, press the tops of the feet into the mat, elbows back, lift the chest, float the hands. Drop the hands, tuck the toes, press yourself into a plank on your knees or on your toes. Exhale, down dog. Take 3 deep breaths. Notice if you're feeling any tension in this pose in down dog. And if so, where? You feeling it in your hamstrings, maybe your shoulders, maybe your lower back. All right, walk your hands forward into that plank. Drop to your knees if you need to. We're gonna do this one more time. Try to keep your hips pointing to the ground. And so you're not like rolling over onto one side like I was doing at first. So try to keep your plank position. Here we go. Tap left hand, right shoulder, bring it down. Right hand, left shoulder, bring it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down to your knees. Lower all the way to your belly. Take your hands out wide, tenting your fingers like you're doing a wide push-up. Inhale, press your chest up off the ground. And then drop the right shoulder, looking under the left armpit. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop the left shoulder, look under the right armpit. Let's do that. One more each side. And switch. Come back to center. Take the hands out like you're flying through the air. Squeeze your glutes and lift your feet off the ground, pointing your toes. And then lift your arms up off the ground. Take your hands back like you're pointing to your feet. Lift the chest up, pull the shoulders together on your back. Breathe. If you can clasp your hands behind your back, try that and pull your knuckles toward your heels. Lift that chest. Five, 4, 3, squeeze the glutes, 2, and 1, relax. Hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under, press up into a plank on your knees or on your toes. Exhale, down dog. Take 3 breaths here. Bend your knees, look forward, step to the top of your mat in a forward fold, Uttanasana. Let the head hang. Take a little shake side to side. You can grab opposite elbows for ragdoll. Just let go of your day, your week, your month. Shake your head yes and no. Then plant your right hand on the mat, bend the right knee, lift the left arm up to the sky for a twist. keeping that left leg straight. You can wrap that left arm behind your back if you'd like, and open the chest up. Try to stack that left shoulder more onto your back. And come back to center. Take that left hand down, bend the left knee, right hand to the sky. Bend the top arm, open the shoulder. And come back to center. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten out your back. Pull the crown of your head forward. Exhale, fold. Let's do another halfway lift. Inhale. Make sure you're looking down at the ground and your neck is nice and long. So if you're looking up at the screen, that is not the right posture for this. So keep your head nice and long. You're just looking out at the floor. You can even try to reach for the floor out in front of you. And remember, your legs can be bent here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Take your time. And then clasp your hands overhead. Grab that right wrist with your left hand, lift it up and over to the left. Standing crescent. See if you can look up. Inhale to center. Switch other side. Exhale, crescent. Inhale to center. Exhale, swan dive down. Let's plant our hands and step back into a plank. Flow through a vinyasa. Lowering down to your belly. Inhale up for cobra, baby cobra, cobra, or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. Open and stack that right hip on top of the left. Take your right heel toward your left glute. And re-straighten that leg, straighten your hips. Bring that right knee to nose and send it through for low crescent lunge. So you're gonna drop that left knee down. Inhale your arms up. Press the hips forward. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Inhale. Exhale, cactus, elbows down and look up. See if you can clasp your hands behind your back. Pull your knuckles to the earth. Still pressing those hips forward. Release your bind. Exhale, half splits. This is where you could grab your block or two to help you send your hips back. That right leg, pull the right toes up toward the sky and fold. Let's do one more low crescent lunge. Inhale up. Exhale back for half splits. And come back to hands out in front on your mat. Walk the right foot out to the side, toes pointing out, and then sit back for that half child's pose. Half, not sure what this pose is called. Just push that right knee toward the front of your mat while you sink your hips back and reach your fingertips toward the front. I guess it's child's pose and table. They don't seem to go together. And just notice how you feel in this pose. Any sensations? Come back to your hands, walk that right foot back to meet your left. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, down dog. Take 3 breaths. Notice how you feel on either side, and notice if your right heel is closer to the mat than the left. Then inhale your left leg up to the sky. Open and stack that hip, taking the heel toward the glute. Then re-straighten that leg. Straighten your hips, take the knee to the nose, send it through. Drop the right knee down, low crescent lunge. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, cactus your arms and look up. Take a bind if you did on the other side and reverse your grip. And release your bind, take a half splits. Straightening that left leg, pull the toes up and fold over. And plant that left foot, one more low crescent lunge here, inhaling up. Exhale, half splits. And plant your hands out in front. Walk that left foot out to the side, toes pointing away. Walk your hands forward, reaching for the top of your mat. Send your hips back. Half child's pose table. I don't know, I need a better name for this. Push that left knee forward and breathe. Go ahead and look underneath you to the back of your mat. Just taking in that perspective of being upside down. And come back up. Walk that left foot back to meet your right. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, down dog. Take 3 deep breaths. This next part, we're just going to flow from one movement to the next, connecting our breath to movement. Bend your knees, look forward, step to the top of your mat, and a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, squeeze your glutes. Palms together overhead. Step back with the left foot, high crescent lunge. Straightening that back leg, deep bend in the front. Inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms and look up. Inhale up. Exhale, open up to warrior 2. Fix your footing if you need to. Rooting down through the outer edge of that left foot. Deep bend in that front knee. Inhale. Exhale. Flip the right palm, send it overhead, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle. Right arm to right thigh, reach overhead with the left. And try straightening that arm if you'd like. The right arm, reach for the ground. Then open up to star pose to the side of your mat, but with your feet parallel. Exhale forward, wide-legged fold. Bend one knee, straighten the other leg. Take some little side lunges, side to side. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Squeeze your glutes. Palms together at heart center. Turn both feet out. Heels in, toes out. Bend the right leg, lift up the left toes. And then come back to center. Skandasana, other side. Knee is tracking with those toes. Just moving with your breath side to side. Practicing balance. Do one more on each side. And then come into warrior two to the back of your mat. If you want to use a block for your half moon, go ahead and place that at the back of your mat. When you're ready, we're going to tip forward for that half moon practice. You may want to walk the back foot in a little. Tip forward when you're ready, lifting the back leg. Keep that right hand on your hip if you'd like. Keep your gaze on the ground, or take it up to the sky. You're going to bring that right foot down to meet the left into chair pose at the back of your mat. Inhale up to chair. Exhale, look down, make sure you can still see your toes. If not, you need to pull your hips back a little. Sit a little lower. And then fold forward. Shake it out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back into a plank. Flow through your vinyasa, or skip it, meet us in down dog. Three deep breaths here. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the back of your mat in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, squeezing those glutes. Palms together, keep them together overhead. Step back with the right foot, high crescent lunge. Take your feet hip distance. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, cactus. Look up if you can. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. Fix your footing. Left foot should be in the middle of the back foot. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Flip the left palm, send it overhead. Peaceful warrior. Keeping the legs the same. Exhale, side angle, left arm to left thigh. Reach overhead with the right. Spin your heart open to the sky. Straighten that left arm if you did on the other side. Inhale into star. Exhale, forward fold, wide-legged fold. You can take a little twist here if you'd like, or you can just stay out hanging out, or your other favorite wide-legged variation. You can take your right hand out in front, lift the left up to the sky for a twist, hug the belly in. You can even take that top arm and wrap it behind you like we did earlier. Come back to center, other side. And come back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Keep your knees bent when you rise up. Warrior two facing the front. Get your block ready if you'd like to use it for half moon at the top of your mat. Bring that back foot in a little if you need to. When you're ready, tip forward for that lovely half moon practice. Hug the belly in, trying to stack that left hip on top of the right, opening the chest up to the side. And keep a micro bend in that standing knee. You can also do this on the wall. Forgot to mention that on the other one. And then bring the left foot to meet the right into chair pose at the front of your mat. Inhale. Exhale, sit a little lower. One more inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back into a plank. Flow through one last vinyasa, or skip it. Meet us in down dog for 3 breaths. Notice your heart beating. Notice what your breath is like. And when you're ready, lift the right leg to the sky and bring the right knee behind the right wrist for pigeon. Straightening the left leg down the mat. Look back at that leg, make sure it's nice and straight. And walk that right shin parallel to the top of your mat. Make sure you're not dumping over to one side. Inhale, tall. Exhale, fold to a block or your elbows, or stay on your hands. And relax. Reconnect with your breath, your emotions, and your thoughts. And for the last minute of the pose, you can stay here in the pose. If you would like to try king pigeon, you can grab your strap if you want to use it. And just come up to your hands, keeping your hip bones pointing to the ground and your lower back relaxed. You're just going to take your heel, your left heel toward your glute. Reach back with that left hand and grab your toes. Stay here, facing forward. If you need to use your strap, you can hook that strap onto your ankle and bring it forward to help you hold that leg. If you do grab your toes, you can open your chest up to the side, taking a little twist with it. 2 more breaths. And slowly release that foot. And then take your right foot back to meet your left. Take any counter stretch that feels nice. Maybe stay on your hands and knees and stretch that right heel back, keeping the toes on the ground, or take a down dog, flip dog. And then when you're ready, we will meet in down dog. Take the left leg up to the sky, and then bring the left knee behind the left wrist for pigeon on the other side. Make sure that right leg's nice and straight. Inhale tall. Exhale, fold forward when you're ready. If you want to take some neck stretches here and you're on your elbows, you can do that ear to shoulder again, just trying to only move your head, not your shoulders. If you took king pigeon on the other side, come back up to your hands, keeping the pelvis nice and straight. Bend that right heel toward your glute. Reach back with that right hand. Get that nice quad stretch, or use your belt around that ankle. You got about 4 more breaths. And slowly release that foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back legs, send that left foot back to meet the right. Take any counter stretch you did on the other side. And then we're going to meet on our backs. Give your knees a hug into your chest. And take the soles of your feet to touch. Grab the outsides of your feet or your ankles. Push your knees away and pull your feet toward you for supine butterfly. And lengthen the back of your neck, taking your chin toward your chest, and then keeping that nice double chin that you made, and drop your head to the ground. You can rock your head slowly side to side, giving your head a little massage on the mat. Let's take a happy baby, kicking your heels up to the sky. You can still hold on to your feet or your ankles or grab the big toes with your first and middle fingers. Just press that low back into the mat. Taking that wide squat on the ceiling. Rock side to side, straighten one leg, then the other, or straighten both. And give your knees one more hug. Let your knees fall over to the right. Open your chest to the sky, pin both shoulders on the mat. Take your gaze over to the left, turning your head. On your next inhale, bring your knees back to center. Give them a hug. Let them fall over to the left. Supine twist on the other side. Take your gaze to the right. Inhale your knees back to center. Give them a final hug. Squeeze up into a little ball. Tight, tight, tight. Squeeze your toes. Squeeze, make your fists. Squeeze your face. As tight as you can. And then relax down for final resting pose. You want to try pentacle, taking your feet wide. Arms out wide, taking up all the space. Take 3 deep breaths. Be present in the moment. Noticing any sounds, any feelings. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And slowly roll over to one side of your body. Inhale the biggest breath of the day. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Take a moment to be in the present moment, noticing your surroundings, your feelings, your breath, and your thoughts. And press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Sit up tall, bring your hands together at heart center, and bow your chin to your chest. Take another deep breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. Take a moment to thank yourself for taking this time for yourself. And I thank you guys for joining me tonight. I hope you feel great. I feel good. And I hope to see you on Monday at 7 p.m. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. And have a beautiful night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night. Thank you, Laura.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Laura. Oh, I'm
Bye.
almost out of battery. Okay.